Hello everyone, Dr. Bakes here, back with another video. Everyone, bits done video wood, and for my regular videos everyone, I will be dropping an update video wood next time everyone. Kind of over content I'll be doing it to June stuff everyone. But today everyone, it's gonna be a little different one, as you talk about someone I did bring up a couple of videos in the past there, someone who I did speak about positively there, someone who I used to be a fan of, keyword used to be. After different things that have gone with this individual there, and some recent stuff that's come out there, I probably feels like, kind of get this off my chest here and talk about it there, so that's, but once we go on with them there, so that as that's why I thought I could get more disappointed in them there, this stuff comes out, so today your one, I talk about some of Doodletones or one, most of you who are too familiar with Doodletones or one, she was a person that was well known within the YouTube art / slideshow commentary community one, where she'll make different videos critiquing different individuals on YouTube there, through her avatar, PNG avatars there, so that, or art stars she drew there, so that, so. Everyone, I initially found out about Doodletones one all the way back in 2013, everybody, long before she was part of the commentary community one. And from a long time viewers one, y'all may remember one that, I initially started inspired to, you started doing videos on YouTube one through the video games content community entire one. Doodletones was a part of that community there, and I discovered her there back when she was selected to be a part of a project that follows me, who was a big figure in that community at the time, was working on their top 25 N64 games. But that video, that project got canceled there, so. But I did still follow some people that auditioned there. Doodletones be one of them. Zero out of stretch sick there. Zero out of stretch from one there. But anyways, I'm not going to speak a whole lot about Doodletones, Bree, commentary community stuff, everyone. For I do remember one, she did videos, very quick countdowns, everyone, that recap the top 10 songs for the Billboard Hot 100 for a particular week there. And she did make some long commentary review style videos, everyone, on movies there, so that's from some of the vague memories, everyone. I do remember Doodletones, so the content Doodletones made there prior to, doing the commentary review, everyone. But then around 2015, she would switch her content, and she would be doing commentary style videos there. And what everyone Doodletones pretty much had a bumpy start in the community there. But after getting feedback from the people who were experienced thereby within the slideshow commentary community, she did change her content there. Should learn to improve there. So that's 2016 by Doodletones would get quite a bit of recognition. While she definitely had her supporters there, she also had her detractors there. With probably most about there was when stuff happened with Mr. Maker would. For those who've been around for a long time, I'm sure you've heard about Mr. Maker would. Not sure would. He and Doodletones had a little bit of beef there. Doodletones made a commentary video responding to a video Mr. Maker made critiquing cringy artworks on DeviantArt there. As for a video there for Doodletones, she took it down and apologized to Mr. Maker, but Maker and making a video talking about the slideshow commentary community there, and Doodletones was his primary person he talked about there, and that's when Maker showed that Doodletones had a history of making diaperfish art, which I'm going to talk about real quick here, would. I'll definitely be one. The diaper art there by very, very cringy would. But for a long time while I was under the impression that she stopped doing that stuff there, but I had to find out through a video from Stardust everybody that Doodletones was still making the diaper art there. She just locked it behind a paywall on her DeviantArt there, so everyone, the whole diaper fish art stuff, everyone very cringy would, but I think we all agree it's probably the least terrible stuff that Doodletones would get herself involved in, compared to some of the stuff I'll be talking about here in bigger ones, so as for Doodletones, she would definitely have a growing detractors there, and critics after that, everyone. And 2017 one did lead to this whole, I guess you'd call it, Civil War thing with the slideshow commentary community one, where they ended up split into two subgroups by the Alt CC, which were filled with people there that weren't fan of Doodletones, and some other people there that were making similar content there, and weren't fan of the direction that the commentary community was going at the time there. They had the DOCC there, where you had Doodletones, the people close to her there, and some people that were supporting her there. And I'm not going to get too much of that, everyone. It was a pre-paced stuff there, that drama that went too far there. But it did eventually come to an end there around the end of 2017 to 2018, so. Everyone, I believe this will be around the time period where I would have some interaction with Doodletones myself there, primarily through her live streams by, Doodletones did used to do streams on YouTube there, quite often, where she would play different games there, and probably did, speed runs of different games she played, and talk with different people through voice call there. She did YouTube first, then switched over to Twitch, and it was those times everybody was a pretty chill vibe there, Not really, crazy what's going on there, those streams there, Doodletones was one of the first people there in terms of content creators that were streaming somewhat frequently there. They had a chance to, talk to there and other stuff. So, but as time would go on, I would, not be watching stuff for the content creator one. And of course, life got busy for me too there, So I would be watching stuff for the slideshow content creator there, and the busy there. I didn't get on the streams there. I believe, if I recall, my last live stream chat that I was part of there with Doodletones was on sometime in October 2020 there, But I was pretty much around the last time I had any interaction with Doodletones there, and did whatever streams there, But not until I did somewhat keep up what was going on there, as it turned out too long out there, that's when the slideshow content creator would end up imploding there with a part of figure being exposed for being a groomer, so. After the slideshow content creator would end up, merging with the DVD rated creator would and the art commentary who was born there. Right. It was already kind of forming there in 2019 there, but 2020 is when it really started to, I guess, combine different subcommunities everybody into one big one there. So everyone, personally, I believe it was V Omega was exposed via child groomer there, stuff like that, and Doodletones was one of the people that outed him out for being a predator there. And this was kind of the start there where Doodletones would be calling out their people there who were doing this kind of behavior and or individuals that knew of their stuff that was going on but didn't say anything about it there. And she would end up doing a lot of work with Lyle Convoy there, another person who did that kind of stuff there, although a lot of people did find it questionable there, or whether if Leo actually managed to get the different predators, the proper justice there, as outside of. Sorry, I want to take care of something real quick. But as I was saying, I said before I had to take care of the thing there. Doodletones would end up doing some work with Lyle Convoy Another person would after stuff there although a lot of people found it questionable whether his methods were actually did as. Lyle would post the conversation he had with the predators there, to say the calls there, and outside, Lyle said he did turn the information over to police there. As far as I know, there hasn't been any open cases on the people that he has talked about there. So, anyways, everyone, fast forward to more recent times, everybody, around 2024, and, we would end up getting a drop everybody on the FCK Discord server, which was a server there, where people in the art content community was part of there, and unfortunately, there were cases of minors getting groomed to the server there. While Doodletones was not one of the people that did the grooming, she was one of the people that knew about it there and stayed silent on it there. And, whenever they came out there, you can imagine the reaction people had there and anger about certain people being quiet about it there, Doodletones included. And in case Doodletones there made her very hypocritical there, as I do remember, there was one situation where her, Lyle, and a few others were go after others who knew about V Omega, trying to make a comeback there, had interaction with them, but didn't say anything about it there. So now this situation comes up here, it makes Doodletones a little bit of a hypocrite there, so that's and very irresponsible there since she did make videos there calling out people for similar behaviors there, yet she was being quiet about stuff herself there. So everyone, Doodle would make a response video where would. And then would follow everybody. That would be her last video for Wilderwood, where it did seem like she was legitimately sorry for different things there, and trying her best to make amends, and she was going to go away, stuff like that there. I did leave a comment there, everyone, expressed my disappointment with Doodletones there, but didn't wish any ill will on her, and hopefully her time away from here that there would have her reflect the situation there, and she would learn from mistakes there, become a better person for it. But then not too long after everyone, some more stuff came out about Doodletones some very old screenshots where she was in some roleplay chat logs there, and there were times where Doodletones was role-playing a character who was 8 to 10 years old there, and very creepy, cringy stuff, everybody. After that was when I ended up on some for Doodletones there, and I thought that would be the end of it there, but now some more stuff came out, everybody, about Doodletones Another case involved with Doodletones and a groomer there. As I would not go into huge detail about whatever they talk about everyone, or been tricky out. There were YouTubers that covered everyone, including the most recent stuff everyone. But if you want a condensed version on everyone, or check out Zoe's video everyone. There's a clip of a live stream they were doing, but it gives you a good idea on how bad it is everyone. And one more in-depth look situation there are people who've done longer videos there as well as live streams covering it there, so I almost forgot everyone. Apparently there was one case where Doodletones. Kind of briefly go back to the roleplay chat logs of everybody, where Doodletones did make a brief response to everyone, but from what I've seen from people I've covered there, it was not that good of a response. So everyone had to backtrack there for a sec. Now back to the more recent stuff, everybody. In short, everybody, there was Discord chats leaked everybody of individual by the name of George Raccoon, and chat logs everybody where it had interaction everybody with different people there that were minors there, ranged from 15, 16 to 17 years old. Where he would send artworks there, the princess dresses there, and some random videos there. And one case of George actually tried to groom one of the mice there. So, and George Raccoon didn't go away for a while there, but he did try to make a comeback. And the person who tried to help him with his return was Doodletones herself there. So yeah, everyone, that pretty bad right there, everyone. That's bad enough, and the whole FCK situation there, Doodletones knew of a situation about minors getting groomed, and a big point about it there, but now we're recently everybody, she tried to actively help someone who was, now as a groomer there, try to get them back into different online spheres there. So everyone, pretty bad situation, everyone. As I recommend, check out other people have covered their ones. That's pretty much the TLDR, the situation, everyone, so. And this is pretty much going to be the final nail in the coffin for Doodletones' career as an online creator there. Her YouTube channel is now completely gone, and it's very unlikely she's going to be making a comeback here. And as someone who was a fan of Doodletones, everybody, I was disappointed in her when the whole situation, FCK situation happened there. And now, with this, I'm pretty much done with Doodletones there. And Susie, and the chance you're listening to this, Susie, you delete your YouTube channel is probably the one smart thing you have done. The whole situation with FCK was pretty bad there, but if you learn from your mistakes there, and grew from it there, not all, but sure some people would have been willing to give you their chance. But after this whole thing with George Raccoon there, you tried to actively help him having online presence again. When he was exposed for grooming children there and stuff like that, I mean, Susie, you don't really have no one to blame but yourself for this here. And by some random idea you have one day you do try to come back online, I will not be watching there. Everyone, that's all I gotta say to her there. And I'm sure if y'all remember from the video I made earlier this year, talk about different things everybody, in terms of stuff for you, YouTuber one. I did talk about certain people there that they were not who I thought they were. Doodletones was one of those people I was talking about everyone. I said, if she or for stuff there for the FCK situation, I probably would have given her a chance there, but after the whole recent stuff that came out about George Raccoon there, how she actively tried to help him try to get back online there, have a presence there, so that. After he got exposed, knowing that he knowing that he ended up grooming minors there in the past, I'm done. Okay, like I said, Susie, if you're listening to this, just stay out of the internet there. Joey is shown not to be trustworthy, and whether it be through honesty with your viewers or through make sure minors are safe online there. So just stay off the internet, Doodle. I'm done. So that's all I gotta say about the situation. I'll be going back to my regular content. Next time, everybody, I'll be doing an update video for regular viewers there, or the things I'll be playing one. Going to the junior one, but until then, everybody, we'll wrap things up for everyone. I'll see you next time. Her big say out. Peace.